We're wrapping things up today on our look at those really common American English phrasal verbs.
The ones you hear just everywhere in conversation.
Exactly. And if you've been with us for parts 1 and 2, you know these little combinations are kind of key to unlocking natural English.
Right. But hey, if you're just joining us for this one, no worries. We've got 5 more really crucial ones lined up today.
So yeah, our mission is pretty simple.
Yep, just to arm you with 5 more of these, let's call them secret sauce phrases.
Secret sauce. I like that.
Because native speakers use them all the time, and getting comfortable with them really helps you understand people better and, sound more natural yourself.
Totally. All right, let's dive in. The first one we're going to unpack is run into.
Okay, run into. It's pretty straightforward, actually. It just means you meet someone unexpectedly.
Right, like by chance.
Exactly. It's got that feeling of a chance encounter, something you didn't plan. It sounds, much more casual than saying, I accidentally met my friend.
Yeah, you wouldn't really say that, would you? It sounds a bit stiff.
Right. You hear run into constantly in just, everyday chat.
That's a great point about the casual feel. Just yesterday, I ran into my old neighbor at the supermarket. Hadn't seen him for years.
Perfect example. Total surprise.
Yeah.
And that preposition into, it kind of gives you that sense of unplanned movement, like a little collision, even if it's just, bumping into someone socially.
Makes sense. Okay, so what's our second one?
Second one is look after.
Look after.
Yeah.
So that's about taking care of someone or something, right?
Exactly. It's super useful, and it often has this nice undertone of responsibility of caring for something. And, while you could just say take care of, sometimes look after implies a bit more like sustained attention, watching over something for a period.
Okay, so maybe longer term.
Could be, yeah. Like you might ask a friend, hey, could you possibly look after my cat while I'm away next week?
Right. It sounds quite polite, actually. A very practical way to ask for that kind of help.
It really is. And that word after, it suggests sort of following something, keeping an eye on it, continuous watchfulness almost.
Interesting. Okay, number 3 is give up. Now this one feels a bit heavier, maybe.
It can be, yeah. Emotionally powerful, like you said. It simply means to stop trying, to quit.
Okay.
You often hear it used in a supportive context, though, like trying to encourage someone.
Oh, right. Like, come on, don't give up now. You're almost finished.
Exactly that. Keep going.
But then the opposite could be true, too. Someone might say, well, after trying for months, they finally gave up on fixing that old car.
Precisely. It shows they hit a wall, they stopped their efforts.
Oh, implies they couldn't do it anymore.
Often, yeah. Give up can carry that sense of resignation, that the challenge just became too much. It's maybe a good reminder for all of us not to give up too easily.
Especially not on learning these phrasal verbs.
Definitely not. Okay, moving on. Our 4th one today is turn down. Now, this one's interesting because it kind of does double duty, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, the main meaning we're looking at here is to reject something or decline something.
Okay, reject. Like an offer.
Exactly. Think he turned down the job offer because the salary wasn't high enough.
Got it. The down sort of suggests pushing it away, rejecting it.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. A downward motion, a refusal. But
there's another meaning.
Right.
Yeah.
You can also turn down something like the volume on the radio.
Okay. Like making it quieter.
Exactly. Or turn down the heat. So in that case, down means to decrease the level, the intensity.
So how do you know which one it is?
Well, it really comes down to context, like always in language. What is being turned down? Is it, an offer, an invitation, a request? Or is it something with a control, like volume or temperature?
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Context is king. All right, our 5th and final phrasal verb for this deep dive
is figure out.
Figure out. I use this one all the time.
Me too. It's incredibly common. It basically means to understand something or to find a solution to a problem, usually by thinking about it.
Right, like working something out in your head.
Exactly. You might say, I need to figure out how to use this new software.
Or, can you help me figure out these directions?
Yep. Or even just, I can't figure out what he meant by that. It suggests a process of investigation or mental effort.
Yeah, the out part makes it sound like you're bringing the answer out. Discovering it.
That's a great way to put it. It implies that mental work, that process of puzzling through something until, aha, you get it.
It really does show up everywhere, doesn't it? Tech stuff, homework, just daily life problems.
Absolutely. Super versatile.
Okay, so those are our 5. Run into, look after, give up, turn down, and figure out. Now, I know our sources had a little tip, a real talk tip, for helping to remember these.
They did, yeah, and it's a really good one. The suggestion is basically to connect these phrases to your own life, your own stories.
Personalization. Makes sense.
Exactly. When you link a new phrase, especially something like a phrasal verb, to a personal experience, it sticks better. It becomes more meaningful than just memorizing a definition.
I totally agree. I think they gave an example, didn't they? Something like,
Yeah, it was, I gave up on learning the ukulele, something like that.
I gave up on learning the ukulele, but I'm slowly figuring out how these phrasal verbs work.
See? It connects give up and figure out directly to something personal. Makes it much more memorable and, honestly, a bit more fun.
Definitely. It creates that personal hook. Okay, now, before we wrap this up, there was one common mistake the sources highlighted, specifically about turn down.
Ah, yes. This is a really important point for learners. It's super easy to mix up turn down and turn off.
Right, they sound kind of similar, but mean different things.
Very different things. So let's be really clear. Turn down, that means either lower the intensity like volume or heat.
Or reject something, like an offer or invitation. We covered that.
Exactly. But turn off, that means to stop something completely, to switch it off.
Like a light switch, or the TV, or your phone.
Precisely. From on to off. Complete stop.
So you'd turn down the music if it's just a bit too loud.
Uh-huh.
But you'd turn off the radio completely when you leave the car.
Perfect. It seems simple, but it's a really common point of confusion. And again, it comes back to those little prepositions, right?
Yeah, down meaning reduce and reject.
And off meaning stop, cease, disconnect. Subtle, but crucial.
Definitely. Okay, so wow, that actually brings us to the end of this deep dive. And it also wraps up our whole 3-part series on these essential phrasal verbs.
Yeah, across the 3 parts, we've covered, 15 of them now?
15 key expressions. That's actually a pretty solid toolkit for everyday American English conversation.
It really is. And hey, if you enjoyed this and maybe missed the earlier parts...
Oh, definitely go back and check out parts 1 and 2. Lots more good stuff in there. More of these really useful phrasal verbs.
More tools for your toolkit.
Absolutely. So as we finish up, maybe here's something for you, the listener, to think about. This week, consciously try to use these 5 new verbs we talked about today: run into, look after, give up, turn down, figure out.
Yeah, weave them into your conversations. See how it feels.
Exactly. Pay attention to, how they sound when you say them. Notice if people understand you easily. And just kind of reflect on whether using them helps you feel a bit more fluent, maybe a bit more confident.
You might actually surprise yourself. These little phrases can make a big difference.